Hey students, it's Ms. Boley here. Today we're going to learn about contour drawing and all of the different types of contour drawings that you can do. Alright, so what you're going to need are some markers or pens or basically any drawing tool that is not erasable. I do not recommend using a pencil for this activity because it just means that you'll be tempted to erase what you've drawn. You're going to need to collect some materials from the outdoors. So I've got some leaves, a pine cone, little piece of a pine tree, and of course some paper to draw on. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using these objects to look super closely and observe. Alright, so here is a review of what we're going to need. So you can just take a second and pause the video right here so that you can go and collect those objects. So pause here and then we'll get ready to watch me try in a second. Alright, so remember we're just watching me for these first 3 tries and you will try on your own afterwards. So contour drawing is a way to train our eyes to look very closely at what we're drawing, and it's also a way to train our muscles in our hand to draw and be accurate when we're drawing. So when I'm drawing, I am going to use my eyes to basically trace all around the outline or the contour of the thing that I'm trying to draw. So I'm going to be aiming to draw all around the outline, but I'm also going to be drawing the contours or the outlines of the things that are inside the shape as well. So all those veins on my leaf, I'm going to draw those as well. So I'm going to use a marker again, so I'm not tempted to erase. This is not about erasing and going back and finishing or fixing up anything. So okay, I'm drawing and I'm again tracing along with my eye along the outside edge of my leaf. And as my eye is moving along, so is my hand. And my hand is recording all of the little bumps and all of the little details that I am seeing on the edge of my leaf. I did not speed up this video because I wanted you to see how slowly I am moving my pen along the paper. We aren't trying to do like speed drawings here or sketches. We're trying to take our time and notice all of those little details. So at this point I'm noticing that there's this like tiny little like thing broken off of my leaf, and then there's this little area that's like folded upwards. So I'm attempting to try to draw that, and as you guys can see where I am on my leaf, I'm at that big cutout area there. So I'm almost done the outline. There we go. So I have all of the outside contour line done, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the internal contours. So that like big middle vein there, and then there's a whole bunch of tiny little contours. And I'm trying to observe exactly kind of where they start and where they leave off on the leaf. And there are actually a lot more contours inside of all the little veins, but I'm not drawing those. I'm kind of editing because there's so many. So again, I did not speed up this video because I wanted you to see exactly how slow I'm drawing. And every now and then I'll take a second and I'll just stop and look and see and notice details. Alright, so that kind of contour drawing is just called a contour drawing. So all we're doing is we're just focusing on drawing the outlines of the object and drawing slowly and noticing carefully. I suggest starting out with this type of contour drawing and do maybe a few of them until you feel really comfortable with them. So the next type of contour drawing is a modified contour drawing. So it has the added challenge that we're attempting to not lift up our pen at all from the paper. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. Maybe we might lift our pen up occasionally, but we're trying to, for the most part, keep our pen on the paper. So again, I'm going to go and use my eye to follow along the outline of the shape. And then I'll go in and I'll draw the internal contours. But because I can't lift up my pen, that means that I'm going to end up tracing back over some of my lines. So again, I didn't speed up the video at this point because I wanted you to see how slowly I'm drawing. So I'm doing the outside outline and I'm noticing, I don't think you can see all of the little bumps and little details along the edges of the leaf that I'm seeing and drawing. Okay, so I'm doing that big vein down the middle of my leaf, but now I don't want to lift up my pen, so I'm going to go back down over that line I just drew. And then go back up and trace over that edge. So I'm going to just think of creative ways for how I can not lift my pencil or my marker up off of my paper. And again, I'm going to have to go even more slowly because I need to be looking at my object and also thinking about sort of the path of my pen. So this one definitely is an added challenge. So I'll just zoom in so you can kind of see how I'm going over and doubling back over my lines. Alright, so that type was called a modified contour. So we're attempting to not pick up our pen from the paper as much as we possibly can. So modified contour. So the final kind is called a blind contour. In this kind of drawing, we are not looking at our drawing. We are only looking at the object. So how I like to do this, because I'm always tempted to look, is I cover up my hand with something. So I'm going to cover up my hand using this piece of paper so that not even you can see my hand. And then I'm going to be drawing that leaf that I'm holding with my left hand. So I'm able to look at that, but I'm not able to look at my drawing, keeping my drawing a secret from myself. So in this one, especially, in all of these, but in this one especially, I don't care what the final product looks like at all. It's going to look like a mess because I'm not even looking. So the main purpose of this isn't to make an awesome drawing. It's to be looking super carefully at the leaf. So there we go. So the lines are not lined up at all. But that's fine. So remember, that is called a blind contour drawing. And actually, I think the results can actually be really cool and interesting. Alright, so now your job. Alright, so you are going to use the objects that you collected from the outdoors. You're going to look really closely at them and you're going to create at least 3 contour drawings. So if you like, you can create all 3 can be regular contour drawings, or your first one can be a regular contour drawing and then the rest you can try the modified or the blind ones. It's up to you. I would do only if you feel comfortable with the regular contour drawings. Try the modified and the blind. And remember, our goal here isn't to create a beautiful final product Our drawing in the end isn't really what we care about here. It's the process of training our eyes and our muscles in our hand to look really carefully and capture all those details.